Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Checkered Flag. It's Taylor here and this is episode 20. Today we have another special guest with us, so please welcome James Higgins. James, how are you?
All good, yeah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just to start off, how did you get into racing?
Um, I think sort of the normal route, really. Everyone takes karting. My dad used to race, so it was sort of like a natural thing, I guess. He sort of put me in a cart and then never really stopped, really. Yeah, been
And
doing
what?
it for
Yeah.
10, 11 years, I think.
Oh
So
wow.
fair while, but yeah, loving it.
Yeah. Have you got a favorite thing to do outside of racing?
Golf, yeah. I
Golf.
I play golf like pretty much every day, so it's probably not healthy, but
That seems to be quite like a normal thing with drivers though.
yeah, every driver seems to play it. That's what sort of why I started playing it, really. Louis, like everyone, Louis, Aiden, we all play, so yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously you were in British F4 last year, and at the second round of Donington, you like dominated and won half the races. So, did you do anything to celebrate that weekend?
Not really. I
No.
think it was a long year, so we were a bit yeah, just normal stuff, really. It was a long time coming, so it was good to finally get it done, but yeah,
Yeah.
nothing special.
Did it give you like kind of did it oh my God, how did it like show how the rest of the season was going to go for you guys? Obviously, because it must be quite like hopeful to being able to dominate that much of a weekend before.
Yeah, I think like it was a hard year overall. To be fair, I
Hmm.
think for all our road and lot, we didn't really. It was a bit nothing really went our way apart from maybe Alex. A few things went right for him, but me and Jack definitely struggled. Just lots of bad luck and stuff we couldn't control. So I think it was yeah, it's cool to have a bit of success. I think we wanted more, but it didn't happen. So can't
Hmm.
really yeah, you can't change it now.
Yeah. And obviously you did juniors before. So what was the differences like going into British F4 after that? Like what did you have to adapt to and change in your driving style?
Yeah, I think genetics was just a thing to learn the tracks. Really, we weren't really competitive. I don't know, can't like we don't. No one knows, but we weren't really fighting at the front. So it was a sort of a learning curve. Just learn the weekend, learn how racing works, just learn everything really.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was good to hop straight in F4 because although first year in 2023, although I was a rookie, I probably wasn't. I'd learnt the tracks. I sort of knew what I was doing, so it was good to hit the ground running. But yeah, the single seater stuff's way cooler. Yeah, but the junior stuff is cool. Like even now
Hmm.
watching the racing, it's pretty hectic. So it was quite fun to do it. But yeah, I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah. And if you had to choose like a series that wasn't single seaters to racing, what one would you choose?
Or probably some GT. Yeah, I don't know. Probably like Le Mans, try to do Le Mans or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Something cool. I want to do. Well, I don't want to do it, but I think it'd be cool, like the Indy 500 doing that. But I guess it's still single seaters, but I'm not allowed.
Hmm.
So
Oh, fair enough. And what do you think has been like the most challenging part of your career?
probably last year, to be fair. Just bad luck after bad luck after crash after they just everything that could go wrong went wrong pretty much at times. So
Hmm.
yeah, trying to pick yourself up after that wasn't the best, but yeah, it like everything works out. I didn't make much of a difference. We'd still probably be in the same place now. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, but probably at times last year, probably knock-hill qualifying that wasn't great. When I crashed, that wasn't great. But yeah, so yeah, just moments last year really.
Hmm. And what do you do to try and not let that affect you? Like obviously if you crash in qualifying, it kind of like gives you a bit of a bad mindset for the rest of the weekend. So what do you guys do to try and ignore that?
Um, I think I've definitely got better at it, but it's
Hmm.
simply just comes down to you just can't change it. Like it's happened. Pick
Hmm.
yourself up, move on, try and make the most out of the races. To be fair, even Knockhill, that's probably the funnest weekend I've ever had because just starting from the back, you had nothing to lose, and you could just like it. I don't know. I don't have any of my video stuff, but like some of the moves and stuff were proper cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, you just kind of got to like it sounds stupid, but just move on and just forget about it. Really, if you dwell on
Hmm.
it, it's just gonna make the rest of the weekend
Yeah.
sort of impossible, really. But no, yeah, stuff like that is it's hard. But I think the more bad stuff that happens, the more used to it you get, and yeah, you can just move on from it, really.
Yeah. And what do you think's like the biggest misconception that fans have about motorsports? Because obviously people have a lot of opinions, but they don't obviously understand the full thing. So what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding that they have?
I think it's just actually just how hard it is. Like no one really understands. It's like even speaking to like some of my mates. No, I don't think no one actually grasps how hard it is to
Hmm.
do any sort of good job and win any sort of race at a high level. So I think yeah, until you're in it, you don't really know. But and no one will ever know. Like it's unless you're physically racing there and you've done the job, you won't know how hard. But I think fans sometimes take it for granted. If you have a mediocre weekend, people don't think you're that good or whatever. But no one really understands.
Hmm. Yeah, fair enough. Do you have a favorite teammate that you've ever had?
Oh, probably it's got to be Jack from last year. Just yeah, just laughs like it was just good fun all year, really.
Hmm. And obviously, it's like a thing that drivers don't really like being the passenger in these kind of cars. Like obviously, like non-single seaters. So if you had to choose between Jack Sherwood and Alex Ninovich to drive you in a hot lap, who would you trust the most to do it?
Well, definitely Jack.
Really?
Yeah, Alex would he'd go purple in like sector 1 or 2, and then we'd crash. 100% Jack. To be fair, Jack's not great. Whenever we used to go to like the shops when we were at Sim or something for food, he was always a bit dangerous. But yeah, preferably none of them really. But if any, yeah, Jack.
Okay, fair enough. And what's the best advice that you've ever been given? This can be about racing or it can just be general life advice, but
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know really. um, yeah, I literally couldn't tell you. Just
not.
probably something from last year, but I don't remember. Can't have been that good if I don't remember it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right then, no worries. And what do you think is the weirdest thing that you've been asked to do by like a fan or a spectator?
To be fair, I'm pretty lucky. I don't get asked that weird stuff. I think like not famous people, but people like Abby and stuff that have got more followers and that all the academy. I'm pretty sure they get asked some weird stuff. But my stuff's just usually, can you sign this or can you take a picture? So it's not too bad really.
Oh, that's all right then. I've had people like say that they were like getting asked to sell their clothes and things like that. So at least
Yeah,
you haven't had to.
some people are a bit asked for some weird stuff at the wrong times, I think. But
Mhm. And obviously, you've been testing a lot in GB3 recently. So what are then the differences between British F4 and GB3 that you've had to change over the winter break?
I think it's just fitness wise, you definitely got to be like F4 wasn't really a challenge
Hmm.
for anyone. It's pretty easy. I think GB3 definitely this year especially is a lot harder. So you got to be on top of that. I think it's just probably just sheer speed and downforce fit. It's just sort of changing the way you think and just
Hmm.
knowing you can carry, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 more mile an hour here and there. So I think, yeah, the new car is really cool. It's like, it's proper fast to drive. So
Hmm.
especially places like Silverstone or Donington, it's quite high speed. So it's good fun. But no, it's not too dissimilar. I think they've done a good job this year keeping it fairly like it's just it at times, especially like in the wet, it just feels like a quicker F4 car. Really, it doesn't feel like
Hmm.
anything special. But I think I'm at a point now where you like sort of on top of the car, so you know what it's going to do and
Hmm.
pretty comfortable in it. But yeah, first time driving it was quite cool.
Yeah. What was the track that you first drove it at?
Well, I did 2 days in the old GB3 at Silverstone in
Hmm.
like wetty, greasy, bad conditions, but that was good fun. Just yeah, just that was quite cool. But I think the
Hmm.
first proper day I did in the new car was at Donington, which was also really cool. Going on slicks was quite fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think best place driven it so far definitely Donington. Just high speed and um, yeah, that was cool. But
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously in F1, they're bringing Cadillac into the grid next year. So if you was the principal, what two drivers would you choose? You can't choose yourself, just to clarify.
What, that are on the grid or like,
Anyone.
oh, anyone?
Yeah.
I think for a bit of a laugh, you got to put Jack in there. It'd just be funny.
Right.
Yeah, probably Jack and Alex. Just keep it simple. It'd be
Yeah.
good fun. Yeah, they do a good job as well. So
F4 straight to F1.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Do you have a motorsport idol?
it's got to be Lewis, really. Like we always said, we had this debate massively last year. But I'm a Lewis guy. That's through and through. It used to be Vettel, to be fair, because that's who I sort of started watching well, he was winning when I started watching F1. So,
Hmm.
but it's got to be Lewis, I think.
Hmm. And when you like prepare for a race, is there like a song or anything that you listen to before you race, like to get yourself focused or?
It depends. Sometimes I don't listen to anything. If I'm like,
Hmm.
but then I don't really know. Usually it's just like any Drake stuff, really. But
Yeah.
like half the time I don't listen to songs. I don't really know what I do. I just kind of warm up and get in the car, really. But yeah, I've started now a bit more having like headphones in and stuff, which is it's good. Yeah.
Hmm. Is that what does that do? Does it kind of just like shut out everything else, or do you just do it to calm yourself down?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's just sort of focusing a bit more, but half the
Hmm.
time you end up just like putting it on the speaker or something and just messing around. So it doesn't work much for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know loads of people do it just to sort of lock in and concentrate and forget stuff, but I don't
Mhm.
really mind.
And obviously, in the last couple of months, we had F1 75, and there was quite a mixed opinions about whether it was a good thing for the sport or not. So I just wanted to get your opinion. Did you think it was something that they needed to do, or did you think we could have gone without it?
I watched it. I thought it was pretty funny to be. I
Yeah.
was trying to go there, so I
Yeah.
quite enjoyed it. But I think it's good for the sport. I think F1's so big now, especially with all
Hmm.
the Netflix stuff and all that. It's got so many fans. Like you go to Silverstone last year, and it's just people everywhere. So I think it's probably good for the sport. And like it's cool for the drivers as well. It's like if you were a driver, that'd be quite cool to do. But yeah, I thought it was funny, so
Yeah.
I quite liked it.
I feel like the British people found it funny, but people don't always understand Jack Whitehall's humor, so it was quite
Yeah,
of a
it's niche British humor, isn't it? It's
yeah, it
different to
really
everywhere
is.
else, but
Do you have a dream road car to own?
probably the new GT3 RS. To be fair,
Hmm.
it's just if I was to buy any car, it'd probably be that. But
Yeah.
then yeah, again, you'd probably end up buying something else just for comfort. To be fair, so um,
Yeah.
yeah, that or any Lambo really.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously, like throughout the years, we've seen a lot of use of like sim racing to help with track performance. So, can you tell us a bit about like that does to benefit your racing and why you do it?
Well, yeah, I'm literally on my sim now, so um, yeah, I think it's just like it's a good tool to use to just get back in the mindset, like learn the tracks, like a bit of racecraft stuff. I think you can delve too deep into it, especially with like home sims and stuff that aren't fully realistic. But I think it's just a good tool to get you know where you are when you hit the track. You know these are breaking points, or this is sort of the approach I'm going to take with it. But I think you can definitely spend too much on sim, which we probably do. Uh, it's just good fun, really, to hack around with your mates and
Hmm.
racecraft side of things. But I think ultimately you never really like replicate driving. The best thing to do is just seat time and actual physical driving. So, but no, it is cool, and I should probably get off it at some point. But
Yeah. What do you think is your average hours on a sim weekly?
it used to be a lot. It used to be like 6 hours a day or 7 hours. It used to be a lot. It's not that bad anymore, just because I'm a bit busy with like testing and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, it used to like when it was Christmas, it was pretty bad.
And what is like the end goal for your career?
I think anyone in single seat is same thing as probably F1, isn't it? Whether that's
Yeah.
realistic and going to happen, probably not. But you got to try, don't you? So
Mm.
I think it's just really have fun, try and make a career out of it at some point. You never really know where it'll take you. So
Is there a team that you'd like to be with in F1?
it's got to be McLaren. Really, it's only like
Yeah.
30 minutes from my house, so and obviously they're winning, so you probably
Yeah,
go
okay,
there.
fair
But
enough.
I think you can't really pick it.
Yeah.
I'd take anything at that
Wouldn't be
point. So.
picky.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your favorite off-track racing memory? So not actual racing.
Not actual, probably just
Like,
anything sort of last year at the factory at the sim. We just used to
yeah.
just mess about all the time, which was good fun. We used to at sort of the end of the day, we'd all load up Macau and the old F3 car and all have a go at that. That was quite fun. But yeah, probably just anything there, really.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess when you're all similar age, it's more fun than it is like work. So
Yeah, like last year was cool because we were all sort of older second year drivers, so it was a bit like, well, we're all me, Alex, and Jack are all the same age, so it was quite cool just to. It's just like having your mates there and just messing around, really.
yeah. What do you think is the hardest track you've ever driven on?
Like, I think Brands GP to get it right is pretty hard. Alton Park's not actually. Alton Park's not that bad. Zandvoort's pretty difficult to get it right. I think all the tracks that sort of like high commitment, pretty dangerous, and you got to put everything on the line. They're probably the hardest, but they're also the most rewarding when you do get it right. So
Yeah.
like Brands GP's the coolest track. I think it's just so good.
Do you have like a dream track that you'd like to race on one day?
Probably it's got to be Monaco, surely. I think I've been a few times, but never been on like the weekend or anything. So I think to drive that with all the fans would be pretty cool. I know loads of people have done it, and they say in the F3 stuff, and I'm pretty jealous. So yeah, I'd love to do that one day.
Add it to the GB3 calendar, see what happens.
Yeah, that would be cool actually.
It would be cool, but I think it would be chaos, to be honest, surely.
Yeah, it would, but that's why it'd be fun. Also, yeah, Macau as well. I want to do Macau. We wanted to do it last year, but they didn't do it in the F4 stuff. There was like Chinese F4 thing, or like the different cars. So we wanted to do it then, but Macau would be proper cool.
And who's been your biggest support throughout your career?
I think it's probably gonna be my dad, really. Yeah, just always there. I don't think he's ever missed a race. He's missed a few test days, but never missed a race. Wow. Oh, he sort of makes everything happen. Fine, like does everything. So yeah, it's got to be him.
And final question: if you could have a meal with 5 drivers, dead or alive, who are you choosing and why?
What, any drivers? Not like
anyone.
Not anyone. Okay. Well, Lewis is going to be one of them, just because. Yeah, he's just Lewis. Probably Senna, just because he's Senna. Like, it's pretty simple. I probably Vettel. I'd put in there. Who else? I'd put probably Damon Hill in there. I don't know why, just like that. And then who's someone like funny? I don't know, like Nigel Mansell or something, just because he just doesn't care about anything. He's just he just he'd just be funny, I think.
Yeah, for sure. You got to have the entertainment factor.
Yeah, exactly.
So. All right, well, thank you for spending time with us today. And yeah, best of luck for your season.
Yeah, thank you very much.